So after we saw a big death in Gloria, she was killed by the Serbian twin that was killed in episode 4, and this is going to be important when we come to dissecting the trailer, so keep that in mind. But we're now going to see the return of Mirkovic, and with Walter Flynn getting ready for a war, bringing in his soldiers from Ireland. But with Walter Flynn's family organization, they're not as strong as they once used to be, and we had Uncle Paulie warning him before, and he's going to warn him again. But here's the difference between someone like Walter Flynn and Tommy, where we see Tommy changing his tone with JP, because she warned him before that he can't push too hard. There is no reasoning with someone like Walter Flynn, because once he's made a decision, it's his decision and only his. And this comes from his old traditional and stubborn ways. But Mirkovic and the Serbs seem like they're going to be Team Tommy, and he needs them, because Jenard's been gunning him for a while, but this time he's going to come in heavy, trying to smoke Tommy, as well as regaining this control back with the CBI. But we're going to break down all the clues and the scenes in this trailer episode 9, trailer breakdown. But let's start with where this trailer started, and it seems like we're going to see a hallucination or dream sequence from Vic after Gloria died in episode 8. And who's to blame for Gloria's death? Because Vic definitely needs to look at himself, because Tommy came in to warn him, and the warning signs were there long before Tommy even warned him anyway. There was this drive-by shootout, and Walter Flynn has clearly warned him and Gloria time after time that she will never be accepted into the Flynn family organization, and he really should know at first hand what his father's capable of. But deciding to take his own car instead of the clean car that Tommy gave him was a fatal mistake, because the Serbs would have been tracking him, and now not only has he lost Simon, he's lost the love of his life, Gloria. And during Power Book 2 Ghost, we spoke about how we need to see Ev's death to really see Drew unleash into a monster, and I feel this is what will happen in the case with Vic. We're gonna see him throw the blame to those around him, when really he should be looking at himself. But now he'll probably accept the position under Walter Flynn, under Walter's terms, because now there is nothing left for him, because Gloria was his one and only escape from reality and the world. But now this has been taken away, it only leaves him with one path and one choice. But was it the Serbs who attacked him and Gloria? Because we hear Tommy telling Liliana that Walter really must believe that the Serbs put the hit out on Vic. So let's look at this from a different perspective, because Walter Flynn is definitely a devil, and he opened up the gates of hell when he attacked the Serbs, because there was always going to be blowback. But did Walter Flynn orchestrate the drive-by shootout to scare Gloria off? And could he have put the hit out on Gloria with someone else in episode 8? Now I'm going to dismiss this theory, and as I move through the next minute or two, you'll understand why. Now we have to remember he told Uncle Paulie to call it off with a girlfriend, with whatever he put in motion. So in my opinion, although Walter Flynn is a devil, I really don't think he'd put his son in harm's way. And why would he start something with the Serbs if he was the one behind it? Maybe to cover his tracks, but he would risk a war in doing so, which we're going to move on to next. But I do believe it was the Serbs in retaliation for not only Walter's hit on Mirkovic's men in episode 6, but also the death of his twin Alexander in episode 4, which Liliana made reference to, so it was also in retaliation for his twin being killed. And this is why I don't believe it was Walter Flynn, Uncle Paulie or Claudia orchestrating the hits. The twin of Alexander was definitely out for blood, for more than one reason. But let's talk about this war that actually started with Tommy attacking the Serbs, where he was the one who killed one of the twins. Then we saw the drive-by shootout where Walter retaliated, killing 3 Serbs. And then we saw the attack on Vic and Gloria. But now Walter Flynn is gonna unleash all hell on the Serbs, and he's telling Claudia the attack on your brother and Gloria put all this in motion, and now they're at war, where we see Claudia taking a big gulp, because she may be fearless and she may have caught a body or two in Mai and Reggie, but a war with the Serbs is a whole different ballgame, and maybe even a level too far for Walter Flynn and the Flynn organization, because we're gonna see Uncle Paulie warning him again that they don't really have the manpower for that kind of shit show with the Serbs. Because we all know the Serbs, they come in heavy with firepower, numbers, resources. And let's not forget, Diamond even mentioned you only get one chance of chopping off Mirkovic's head. But it is all or nothing for Walter Flynn, because if we've learned one thing about him, he's stubborn, and it's always his way because that's the way he likes it. And some of the heavy hitters from Ireland seem like they're going to be coming in for this war. And speaking of wars, the Serbs versus Walter Flynn isn't the only thing we're getting geared up for. We see Tommy making a deal with Mirkovic because he needs an army of his own, which Mirkovic says is going to cost him. But money's no issue for Tommy because of how well Dhalia is doing, and we're going to see him giving Mirkovic bags full of cash. But apart from needing protection and needing more soldiers as he expands his own organization, he needs an army because Jenard's still trying to smoke him because he never liked Tommy since he came into the picture with Diamond. But more importantly, he still blames him for Elijah's death. But just wait until he finds out he's the man behind Dhalia, because this will fuel him even more to get to the source himself. and he already put the wheels in motion with Marshall's cousin, telling him to be on standby, and he'll get this black magic for taking out those behind it. So we're gonna see this war start to pick up between Jenard and Tommy, but no doubt we'll see Tommy showing him what time it is. But with Jenard, it's not only about Tommy, he's ready to make his move to take back what he believes to be his, and that's the control over the CBI, because we've heard him saying time and time again, he was the one in charge for 15 years, and we've been watching him patiently waiting on the sidelines ever since Diamond took back control. And we've been seeing him making moves with D-Mac following Tommy, Marshall's cousin and Gary, and he was even plotting behind his back with Elijah. And in episode 7, we even heard how he's happy to play a small role in the CBI, wherever Diamond sees fit, but we all know he's full of shit, because he's someone who's been concealing his intentions, using smoke screens to disguise his actions, while he strikes at the perfect time to take control over the CBI. And it does seem like Blackstone is on board with Jenard and not Diamond. So we're gonna see this drive-by attack on Tommy, as well as Diamond being held at gunpoint. And who could be holding Diamond at gunpoint? We know Jenard wants to take back what's his, but would he really put a gun to his own brother's head? Now we have to remember, we've seen it before with Tommy and Ghost on more than one occasion, and we've also seen fathers killing their son, and vice versa. And because Jenard acting so wild, I really wouldn't be surprised. But there's also Officer Bennigan who still blames him for what happened to his sister back in 2006, so there's also his beef with Diamond. But Jenard definitely has to go, because he really does have this same obsession with Tommy that Kane has with Tariq in Power Book 2 Ghost. But I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I think he's surviving at least season 1. But elsewhere in episode 9, apart from the war element that took up most of the trailer, we have to remember, Tommy knows that D-Mac is his nephew and JP's son, and we also saw JP calling Kate. So it is getting closer to this big family reunion, where JP will get all the answers to his questions when Kate comes to Chicago. And even though Tommy doesn't want the answers, we did see him thinking about ringing Kate. So I do think he'll hear what she has to say for herself, and if and when she does show her face, it will either be in episode 9 or 10, because I'm sure we'll see Miriam Egan's funeral at some point. But finishing on Tommy asking Claudia, does she have anything to that he should know about? And there is plenty. There's Walter's war with the Serbs, Gloria being killed, which I do wonder how Tommy will react to, and also how she went behind his back and made the play with Diamond, which he rejected. But let's see what goes down in this conversation, because Power love to manipulate these trailers, so we won't go into too much detail in that conversation between Tommy and Claudia. But that's the episode 9 trailer breakdown, and it is going to set us up for a blockbuster finale for the first season of Force, where there's going to be a secret revealed and a lot of bloodshed, because I'm sure we can all expect a lot of death and a cliffhanger going into season 2 as well. But drop all your thoughts and predictions down below for episode 9. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 4 Force and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.